We've received breaking news from Buckingham Palace, which has announced that the King has been...
A hidden video will, a monarch's final words, and a royal family bracing for impact. In a moment that sent shockwaves through Britain and beyond, King Charles III has finally spoken, breaking his silence on his private health battle after months of speculation. And it's worse than anyone feared. Behind palace walls, a video recorded will filmed in secret has emerged, one that not only confirms the king's deteriorating condition but sets in motion a royal reckoning that could tear the monarchy apart. Sources close to the family say the contents of this video have left senior royals stunned, with some allegedly scrambling to keep it from ever reaching the public. What's inside this recording? Why is the king's health update being described as tragic? And why are some members of the royal family reportedly furious over what Charles revealed? Stay with us. What you're about to discover may change the future of the monarchy forever. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. The image of King Charles III has always been tightly controlled, composed, regal, and methodical. But behind the palace gates, there was something unraveling. Whispers turned into speculation. Speculation transformed into quiet dread. Then one morning, long after the courtiers had locked the front gates and the public calendar of royal appearances had grown suspiciously thin, came the shock the United Kingdom wasn't prepared for. Buckingham Palace issued a short, measured statement confirming that His Majesty had been battling cancer privately for months. What they didn't say, however, was that the disease had already taken its toll, worsening rapidly in 2025 and forcing the king into near-total isolation. For a monarch who spent much of his life waiting to wear the crown, the cruel irony was hard to ignore. Ascending the throne at a later stage in life after decades in the shadow of Queen Elizabeth II, King Charles's reign was supposed to be one of quiet transition. A bridge between the stability of his mother's era and the modernization William was destined to bring. Instead, what unfolded behind closed doors was something far more tragic. This was not just a king grappling with illness. This was a man reckoning with the weight of an empire, the ghosts of his past, and the realization that time, his most precious asset, was slipping away faster than anyone could accept. The public only saw carefully curated images, Charles smiling at a tree-planting event, waving beside Queen Camilla during Trooping the Color, or delivering speeches with his usual precision. But sources close to the monarchy suggest that for every public moment, there were weeks of struggle, treatment shrouded in secrecy, and growing disagreements within the royal household about the future. But the biggest surprise? A secret recording, a video will, reportedly made by the king himself. Not just a will in the traditional sense, but a final message. A final word. One that wouldn't just settle financial or ceremonial matters. One that would speak to the soul of the monarchy and shake the foundations of royal relationships already strained by betrayal, jealousy, and competing visions for the future. Why did Charles choose to record a personal message? Why did he bypass traditional channels, preferring video over the written word? Those close to him say it was the only way he could be sure his voice would be heard exactly as he intended. But that choice brought new tensions. Who would see it first? What did it contain? And most pressingly, why were certain members of the royal family said to be furious once they learned it existed? To understand why this moment matters, you must go back. Back to the years Charles spent being doubted by the public, shadowed by controversy, and entangled in the ever-complicated legacy of Princess Diana. The trauma of their turbulent marriage, her shocking death, and the public's enduring love for her never stopped haunting him. It lingered in every headline, every cold glance from a tabloid, and perhaps even in every subtle comment from his own sons. Particularly Harry, who, despite being the spare, carried an emotional weight that fractured the family in ways still not healed. The king's health crisis came at a time when the royal family was already cracking at the seams. Harry and Meghan's departure to the United States wasn't just a logistical blow, it was emotional. The interviews, the memoirs, the accusations, it had all taken a toll. And for a monarch trying to balance legacy with compassion, tradition with reform, it raised impossible questions. Should he forgive? Should he punish? Or should he try, even in his final days, to rewrite a narrative so often written for him? Those closest to him describe moments of deep contemplation, nights spent awake, not from pain alone, but from reflection. He reportedly went through every letter Diana had ever written him. He asked to be shown old news clippings from the early